Hey, speaking of your money this morning, let's get to a new reality for a lot of Americans. According to a recent study from Alliance Life, nearly 2/3 of Americans say they fear running out of money more than they fear death. So what can you do to ensure that you don't outlive your nest egg? Let's talk about some actionable steps you can take this morning to make a difference. April Reed Cruz joining us from Reed Financial Group to tell us what's driving that, what we can all do. April, good morning. Nice to see you on this Tuesday.
Good morning. Nice to see you as well.
All right. This was kind of alarming looking at the results of this study. Many Americans say they're worried they will outlive their savings. What's driving that fear? And is this a new thing or has this kind of been building?
This has really been building, and I'll just say I am so excited to be here talking about this morning because this is what I do all day, every day, is help people retire and plan for it and prepare for it. And we have been in a shift for a long time where, we used to come from a place where people had pensions and Social Security, and the onus really wasn't on the individual to ensure the success of their retirement. And we've been in this transition for quite some time now where pensions have become more and more rare. The cost of living has, of course, been increasing. Cumulative inflation is a real issue in the last several years. And the onus is really on the individual now to have their own defined retirement plans and strategies. And that's been a difficult transition without a lot of education for people.
I want to, since you mentioned Social Security, I want to ask about for all the millennials out there in the audience who have another couple decades in the workforce, how should they be thinking about that social safety net in retirement, and how should they be, calculating the odds of even having something like that when they retire?
Yeah, the answer for Social Security when it comes to Social Security planning and what will be there is, of course, very different, whether you're talking to, like you say, a millennial or someone who is closer to retirement. I don't think the system will exist in the same capacity that it does today, but it will be there. And it might just look a little bit different with additional forms of taxation, perhaps the age extending a bit more, some reform like that we'll see eventually. But the fact of the matter is we can't rely exclusively on Social Security, whether we're a millennial or closer to retirement. Most people are not going to be able to live exclusively off of Social Security. So making sure that we know approximately with our earnings potential where we're going to be with Social Security, and then filling in those other gaps when it comes to retirement planning is really important.
All right, April, let's talk to the folks out there who are in their 40s and 50s right now, getting a little closer to retirement, and they're seeing this survey and they're saying, that's kind of me. I'm in that boat. Is it too late for them right now, or can they still course correct?
They can absolutely course correct. It's never too late. The time to start is, of course, now. The time value of money is very real. And it's really important to take a really close look at where you are now before you even know where you're going. We can't really set goals and actionable items in order to get there if we have no idea where we're going. And that really starts with something as simple as a spending and savings plan. I don't think anybody truly enjoys a budget or even hearing that word. So perhaps we can reframe that and thinking of it more as a spending plan. What do you have coming in? Exactly where is it going every month? What might that look like in your retirement? Might you spend more in your retirement years because you plan to travel? Putting all of these things on paper, looking at where we are now, and making sure that our money is working for us and we have a strategy is really important, but absolutely not too late in your 40s or 50s.
All right, so I like how you put that, a spending plan. It's a lot more fun, figuring out how you're going to spend money rather than necessarily save it. Any other maybe one or two actionable strategies you can give folks today that might, broadly speaking, apply to a lot of people in our audience?
Absolutely. Aside from looking at your Social Security, other fixed income sources, projecting what those sources might look like to fill that retirement gap, looking at tax strategies. If you have to pay yourself and Uncle Sam in retirement, you have to save more. So really consider some tax advantaged vehicles in addition to perhaps your company plan where you're getting a match. Make sure you're at least getting that. And then look at diversifying into areas like Roth 401k, Roth IRA, HSA, where you have a triple tax benefit, make sure that you're taking advantage of that. Because as I said, you have to save a lot more if you've got to pay yourself and Uncle Sam in retirement. So don't miss those opportunities.
All right, look, this financial anxiety can cause a lot of people to maybe just freeze up and do nothing. They think it's overwhelming. Tell me where you come in at that point to help out, especially when it all just feels like so much.
It does feel like so much. And it's just like any major project or task list. You have to look at the end goal and then break it into smaller projects. I believe that accountability and having a partner is very important, and having a successful overall retirement plan that stays on track. We have to realize that these are projections and assumptions to some extent. We have to assume what we're comfortable with and then adjust as life throws us curveballs, and make sure we have that accountability partner to help us make those pivots and hold us true to our word and to our goals.
April Reed Cruz with Reed Financial Group. Always great having you on the show. We'll see you again next time.
All right, see you. Thank you.